Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge. Truth matters. We always try to speak the truth here. And thank you so much for watching. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast there, thenewscasters.com. You'll find a lot of really awesome talk show hosts on there. I'm just proud to be in the mix. You'll find Victoria. You know who Victoria is.
Yeah.
Victoria's, boy, she is something else. She's from California. And so we had this little meeting here, okay? So I'm thinking, she's from California. And then she's thinking she's from Alabama. And we wound up being the best of friends now. So anyway, she's just an awesome lady. Now, she will, speak the truth. So be ready for that. And then Murray is an awesome guy. And so he lives in Alabama. And so we're really excited about that, the way that's working out. I have the world's best mayor with me right now. His name is Chuck Abels in Geraldine, Alabama. How about them Bulldogs?
Yeah, boy, our football team's doing great. They're 4-1. I lost to Sylvania, but just doing great. And after 3 or 4 games, it was after 3 games, we were leading the state in our 3A classification defensively. It had 16 points scored against us the first 3 games total. And Sylvania changed that a little bit. But anyway, great kids, but I mean, I don't know words to talk about how good the coaches are. And I'm not talking about just good football coaches. They're that. But, I mean, they're all great people that are teaching the kids stuff that will last a lifetime. They won't be able to play football all their life, but...
well, now, you were a coach, so you know how important it is to teach life skills.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing out there.
Yeah. And, in the summer, I know he's had them go and clean up some yards for some senior citizens and trim shrubbery and do things like that. And I can't tell all the details on this, but we had a small vandalism incident at the park. I mean, it was, and it happened on the weekend. Our maintenance guy was on vacation, so I wound up cleaning it up. But I mean, it took 10 minutes, so it wasn't
not
a big deal. No, I mean, they had actually, at our park, there's a pavilion there with a restroom, and there's some real beautiful limelight hydrangeas, big old blooms. They'd cut a bunch of blooms off and just strode them around and put them in the bathroom.
Oh, that was some boy going to give some flowers to his girlfriend.
But anyway, one of them was a football player, and the coach found out about it. And I'll just say, we won't have any trouble out of him anymore.
Sounds like Coach Paul Bear Bryant.
Yeah. I mean, he started out locking him out of the field house, and then he got to do some things on his own around there that, and
I bet he knows now.
Yeah. And then one of the others, his daddy brought him up there and knocked on the door and says, "My son's come to turn himself in."
Now that is an awesome parent.
Yeah. And and this parent is having a hard time. I mean, the dad is a single parent and works 3rd shift 6 days a week, and has a teenager, and I wouldn't have done good in that situation.
Well, you got to be the good guy and the bad guy in that case.
Yeah, but so it was. I'm going to say it was more mischief than vandalism because it didn't tear anything up. But
other towns don't have it that good.
No.
I mean, you see, I know that we've been through towns before where you wouldn't want to be there in the daytime, let alone at night. This is a good, safe town.
Yeah.
You're going to have teenagers doing crazy stuff, but nothing like really offensive.
Right. And again, and I asked the kid,
because
I said,
can you imagine other towns watching us right now and they're saying, "You call that vandalism?" To us it is.
And I asked the kid, I said, why did y'all do that? he hung his head down. He said, "Just being stupid."
Yeah. And see, that's another life lesson. You're admitting to it.
Yeah,
You're accepting your
yeah.
consequences.
And he's gonna get an opportunity to with a shovel and a wheelbarrow to do some things at the park here coming up. And we agreed we're not, don't this doesn't need to go through the court system or anything. I mean, we
This will
together
be
we
worked
can get it
out.
taken care of. But anyway, our football team is doing great. They had an open date last week, and so I'm sure they'll be ready to go
Mm-hmm.
this week, and just looking forward to seeing they they got to the third round in the playoffs last year, uh, and for the second year in 3 years we beat Fife, which is a big deal here.
It really is a huge deal. Yeah.
When we beat them 2 years ago, they had the nation's longest winning streak of any high school at 51 games, and then this year when we beat them, they had the longest winning streak in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, you know, and I mean it's amazing when you look at what they've done over the years. With the same coach for 27 years up there, and our coach is about 27 years old.
Uh-huh.
Played here, went to school here, and our head coach Michael Davis, and man, he's just a great guy and great coach, and I hope he stays here 27 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because these are showing character,
Yeah,
learning skills,
yeah,
lifelong
yeah,
skills.
and his assistants are right there with him. I mean, they just good folks, and plus, being good coaches. I say the good coaching part is the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, "Well, he's a good person too. That's a bonus," and I kind of look at it the other way. I've got a good person, that can coach, and since he can, that's the bonus. But because I look at the long
Mm-hmm.
picture, and
Yeah, you're looking at citizens. I know a lot of folks will say, "Well, I don't care about the school. I don't care about the kids. I don't care about it because I don't have kids or grandkids in the school." But it's still important. You should be a mentor
yeah,
because these kids are going to grow up and buy houses in your neighborhood.
yeah, and one of the things that I've really just had a passion, I guess, to do is have a sidewalk built from the school, at least to the town library, uh, because I'd see kids walking in the road after school, and I mean, there's a lot of houses along the road there. Uh,
But some people don't want you walking on the lawn.
right, but now we've got approved for a grant to build a sidewalk from the school, actually into the town part. It'll go to the Family Dollar General parking
Great.
lot, and it's kind of funny when we sent the grant in. I sent a picture of an elderly couple that were on the main road in a motorized wheelchair, and
Oh my goodness.
and I actually got accused of staging that when I applied for the grant. But I mean, I was just
But it's
riding
the
down the road
truth.
and saw them, and I turned around. I mean, there were two people in two motorized wheelchairs, and
That's dangerous.
yeah. But we've just been approved for that. Got a meeting in a couple of weeks to get ball rolling on that. But it's we applied for it about 6 or 7 years ago, and then again last year, and didn't get it. But kept on, and learned a little bit more about some contacts to make, and
Well, us
so,
baby boomers are getting older.
yeah,
And we need things, that we need that access.
yeah. But I mean, it's going to look nice, but which is a bonus. But
But
the function, yeah. The kids at school will be able to take a field trip and walk to the town library, and then people with wheelchairs and that kind of thing. Of course, it'll all be ADA compliant and all that. And I was amazed though at how much it cost but I mean, we got an 80% grant to do it, but it's about 0.6 of a mile, and it's going to be $750,000.
Wow. But if it saves one life.
Yeah. And so our part's about 150,000, but you know, it crosses 3 public roads, so there's extra work to do there. Goes by, I don't know, 8 or 10 houses, and they've got driveways.
And we're not in debt.
Oh, we're not in debt. No, we're not in debt.
How would you like to owe several $trillion? We're debt free here in this town.
Yeah.
That's another reason you want to think about moving here.
And we buy all new police cars every year. We just bought a big new tractor with a cab on it with air conditioning, and you know, got like 3 or 4 attachments to it, a big mower, and we just ordered an attachment that goes on the front that can go up and trim the trees on the roadsides, you know, and kind of thing. And we keep good vehicles. Our police cars we keep a year. Don't have to do any maintenance on them in a year, basically, very little. And then after a year, we sell them, buy new ones. And this last year, we made $12,000, sold them for $12,000.
That's smart management. That's why I call him the world's best mayor. Some of you mayors need to really pick up on this out there. But that's smart management.
Well, you know, it's just it just makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, you know, they've got good equipment to drive and no expense, and then plus we're making money. I mean, you know,
and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Our tax monies are being spent wisely. We've got to go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. You guys hang in there. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
At
at Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020. We're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
We're back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge. Truth Matters. It's a talk show. Thank you again so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Central. You can also find us different times throughout the day. We do all the social media sites, and you can also find us on thenetcasters.com. And so great to be with Mike over at Horizon Television, Channel 182 on Charter Communications. We've been doing that for a number of years. And then also on Abundance Television, my friend Rob owns that station, and that's worldwide. And you can find that on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire as well. I'm with our mayor. His name is Chuck Abels, Geraldine, Alabama. You know, we've been talking about sports and all those wonderful things, and then this amazing walkway that's happening. But you know, our kids are smart here too. A number of these kids are walking across the stage, getting their high school diploma and a bit of a college certificate as well.
Yeah, some of them finishing their 2-year college and high school at the same time.
That's way ahead of the schedule.
It is just, you know, from most of it online classes, but two community colleges, you know, less than 20 miles, and both of them are really adding to their workforce development, heating and cooling and electrical and truck driving and
high paying jobs.
Yeah, just all kind. I was talking with a guy this morning that teaches at our school, and he was talking about his son that had a teacher certificate, and he said now he's designing homes for a contractor and making more than 2 months than I make teaching school, you know, and got his real estate license, and so he's not only designing them but selling them. And I mean, this kid's
smart,
25, 26 years old, you know, and
well, he's holding on to technology.
Yeah.
And so that makes this work. So if you're actually thinking about, you know, your kids taking tech college classes, that kind of thing, you can move to this type area. Have beautiful surroundings. By the way, we have falls all around us. Waterfalls.
Waterfall.
Now, I'm not talking about something cheesy. I'm talking about like the real thing.
Yeah. And 3 or 4 state parks in our county. And then Lake Guntersville 20 miles away, and you know, so we've got mountains, rivers, lakes. I mean, you know.
Well, and then Guntersville, you know, there are several national world events that happen at Guntersville, fishing events.
Yeah, fishing events, boat races. I mean, they do those 200-mile-an-hour boat races.
And sometimes those folks want to come through and see, check out Geraldine.
Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah. And a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, had somebody call me and said, we've been up to Guntersville for something and just out riding around, and said, we decided we want to live at Geraldine instead of in South Mississippi. And you said, you know, we've got some horses and cows, and, you know, we'd like to buy a farm. Said, can you help us find one? Absolutely. And they actually bought 105 acres, and I didn't know anybody here, you know, and but of course now they do. And I mean, they were less than 50 years old, so I mean, but she got a teaching job, he got a job, and you know, there's jobs available, but don't see a lot of help wanted signs because our people will work, but there's always jobs out there, you know, if you're willing to work.
You know, one of the big things I hear from people who are just passing through is how clean this town is. I mean, you go through a lot of towns, there's trash on the side of the road, and it's just clean.
Yeah. Well, our great and huge maintenance department does a great job of one person, but our citizens do as well.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got people that are like my grandmother who
Yeah.
would say, "No, don't you drive down the road and throw trash out."
Yeah. Talking about not even a chewing gum wrapper. But our maintenance guy, Jamie, I can't help but brag on him. He does all the mowing in the park, the roadsides, does all the work on the vehicles. He changes the oil in the police cars and rotates the tires and puts brakes on. They usually have to have a set of brakes during the year, but that's just nature of that business.
Yeah.
But sometimes they have to go fast and stop quick, But and I mean, he does, when the pipe breaks, he does the plumbing, and he can do electrical, and keeps the splash pad going. Got a great park. We've got a splash pad that we've had several years, and got several ball fields. Working on building another one, and got a beach volleyball court built a couple years ago, just from a suggestion. Somebody said, "Why don't you do that?" So we're right now in the process of getting our basketball court and tennis courts redone, and restriped tennis courts, pickleball courts, and got a nice pavilion, to have events.
And a nice pond out there.
Yeah.
Now that's not our pond, though.
It's not our pond, but
we got the
you
view
can see
of
it. It's kind of like our new sewer system. We've got a grant to build a new sewer system about 7 or 8 years ago, and then once we got it built, we sold it to the Waterworks Board of Section Dutton, which is where we get our water from, and so they paying for it, doing the maintenance, doing the billing. We don't have anything to do with it. We've got a new sewer system, and so anything that's good that you don't have to maintain or pay for, it's great. It's like our gigabit speed internet. That's something. It's definitely an asset. And our utilities, being cooperatives, rates stay reasonable, and
But we're just not far from other towns. I mean, when I was a kid, we moved here when I was 14 years old. Grew up in Oxford, and so we come in, and we had been used to a mall, you know, that kind of thing. So we have a mall that takes you about 30 minutes to get to. And it's over the Gadsden Mall.
Yeah.
And I was talking with the mall manager, Kaylee, about that the other day, and I said, when I was a kid, I remember it didn't seem like Christmas unless we went to a mall.
Yeah.
We may not buy anything. We just like walking around looking at the Christmas lights. You would buy local anyway. So it's a trip to. It just doesn't take long at all. You're not that far from Atlanta. You got Birmingham just right down. Great doctor.
Oh yeah.
Offices just all around. But now we have an awesome place right here, a medical facility.
Our medical clinic is great, and
I'm gonna go anywhere but there.
And it's about to get even better. Because of help from a grant from Congressman Adderholt to fix up our old bank building for the medical clinic. We're going to be able to add some things that they just don't have room for now, like X-rays and mammograms, and I'm not telling what all else, but they've made a long-term commitment to be here, local people, and they're here to serve the community. They're not here just to,
Well,
just to
you
be
know
doing
she is,
something.
because a lot of doctors' offices cut off patients at a particular time. But when COVID hit, they were staying all night long.
I mean, she filled up her office after 5 o'clock when they closed, doing the infusions that
Saved
many
my
people
life.
couldn't get at their doctor, and they.
Did you tell her I didn't listen to doctors and stuff? Because I thought it mighty odd when she comes in. She says, "You're going to have to do exactly what I tell you to do," and I was like, and I said, "Flag up! I'm going to do exactly what you tell me to do. I'm sick."
Yeah.
And she did. I'm just telling you what she knew exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, our.
You probably said Donna's going to be there. You're going to have to talk straight to her.
our preacher and the medical people go to our church where I go to church where I go, and our preacher started going there, and he said something about, she told him, now, you know, you got to do what I say now.
That's what she said to me.
I mean,
Now you
she
can't
said,
just do it on your
if
own.
you're not going to do this, go somewhere else.
Dr. Donna
Yeah.
said, you know more than I do. She does know what she's doing.
She does, and has a caring heart, and she wants to see everybody get well, and that means a lot, and we've got a town full of people like that want our school to be good, and want our park to be good, and want everybody to have things, so it'll be a great place to live, work, and play. And we're got a good council and we've got several things in the works, and I know I'll tell you
And
when we
he
get there.
does hold his word. Even Catherine didn't know something. There was something that you were told not to tell anybody. They probably didn't mean don't tell Catherine. But Catherine, somebody told her, and then Catherine goes, well, he was probably told not to tell anybody.
It was when our preacher was leaving and had met with the deacons and told us, and said, but don't really need to tell
You
us.
didn't even tell Catherine.
No, I mean, he said, don't tell anybody. Well, so I didn't tell
That's
anybody.
why she said. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
I said, okay, I won't. So I didn't. But anyway, we
all know you hold your word.
when we were getting the second Dollar General, I mean, they were already clearing land, and still wasn't where
You
I
didn't
could tell
tell
it.
me either. And I was trying to get it out of him, but he wouldn't tell me.
I wanted to tell
Yeah, I
it,
know you
because
did.
I knew they
But you
were going to do
told.
it.
You did.
Yeah, they said, we'll let you know. Time to announce.
So if you're thinking about starting a business here and you don't want anybody knowing it yet, you can tell him he won't tell it.
I'll help you find land, and you won't even have to tell the people you're buying the land from what you're doing. But be glad to
That's kind of
work with anybody on this, and we've got a easy website to find, Town of Geraldine AL for Alabama, townofgeraldineal.com. Numbers 256-659-2122, and I'm in the office a lot, but I'm out trying to round up money or business or something a lot as well. But
well, thank you for all the help you've given us here at the station. We definitely appreciate it.
Well, it's just awesome to have a station here in town, and all the great things that you share on this station. If you're looking for the bad news and the rumors, this is the wrong place.
Only true though, yeah, because I got to live with myself.
and we talk about Mike at Charter a lot more off the air than we do on the air, because we both know he's just a great guy.
He's a great guy.
I'm
surrounded by people in business who are they're fantastic people.
Yeah, and I've known him lots of years.
He calls you the world's greatest mayor too.
He called it out
like
loud.
Donna says.
He called it out loud in Lowe's the other day when I saw him in there. Hey, there's the world's best mayor.
Well,
and
he knows what
ducked
he's
down
saying.
behind the paint counter or something. But
well, we think you are.
But Mike's a
I
great
think
guy.
it's the woman who makes the man. So,
Yeah.
Catherine, thanks for everything you're doing.
She does. She pushes me,
Well,
encourages me.
We're going to have to call it a day. Tell everybody bye.
Yeah, great. Get in contact with us. We'll find you a place to live or work or play or something.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for watching.